You all, E40 has one of my favorite songs called Function. So I'm always saying I'm out here trying to function. And I don't know who told E40 about my life, because right now, that is the most accurate description of where I am. I'm just out here trying to function. So welcome back to another episode of the Please Do Tell podcast. I'm your homegirl, Ronnika, and I'm delighted to be with
It's me. It's Jeffrey. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Look, you started off talking about E40. The first thing popped in my head was no scrub because I was on the passenger side of my best friend's ride.
Friends Ride.
You was leading that bus in the beginning, so I was like, I guess I'm the scrub on the side. How are
Just
you?
saying. Woo! Okay, Jeffrey. I know the last episode we were talking about how we were ushering in like these new transitions and stuff in the month of July. There was a band and choir stories that happened. It's been a lot that's happened this last week, but more importantly, we gonna get to get the stories about someone's 25th class reunion. Pew, 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 pew.
No.
Just
No.
I'm so excited to dive in.
Well, it was great seeing you. I'm glad that you
Yes.
came through, pulled up uh to the
Function.
25th of the millennial, the real millennial class 2001 celebration. But yeah, it was great. It was great. Epic is
It
the
was
word
epic.
I've been using.
So, okay, so that's gonna be your one word for the reunion energy that you're still riding on. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, I'm gonna use epic, as we go through. You're gonna hear epic so many times. I gotta make sure I share this episode with my classmates because they,
Yeah,
oh, I didn't even know. Some did, some didn't. Know about Please Do Tell. So yeah, we got some marketing to do, obviously.
clearly, but it's now don't if you don't know, now you know.
Boom.
Mm, okay. All right. What?
Yeah. Shit. I don't know what that boom boom was, y'all. Yeah, it threw me off. Make me. Look. I gotta sneeze. I'll be right back.
Anyways, one word for where I am right now, honest no performance is hmm, not no performance. Hello, do they know me? I'm dramatic. One word to describe myself right now. You know what? After tonight and getting through a training, I'm gonna say relieved. So moving forward, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna rock with relieved. Just everything that happened this week, over the weekend, everything. I feel relieved.
Why well, you say
Don't stress.
relieved.
Don't stress.
I wanted to pick it apart.
Mm,
I wanted to, at least see what we had with it.
we'll go there later, okay?
Alright.
All right, 'cause now we have to go right into Jeffrey.
They
Tell me.
say it's a reunion.
I want him to tell us everything. You know what? This young and camera be shading me every chance I get. Cause next time it's zoom in on the floor with those newspapers that they're gonna be gone.
Mm-mm.
Worry about it. Anywho, okay. From the beginning, what happened?
Damn. Not what happened.
I'm going
Alright, so,
there.
um, now I'm sharing, because sharing is caring. So, here was Thursday night. I'm like, "Alright, I'm gonna catch me a flight, get in there. I gotta go into Chicago, take care of some business in Chicago, and then I'm gonna get to, reunion because, like, our meet and greet fade night, like, at 8 p.m. Well, I didn't get there till 2 a.m. the next morning, so I missed Friday's activities. One would say, "Well, what happened?" Thursday night, I leave. Well, Thursday night, my flight was delayed, so Not only was my flight delayed 1 hour, it was delayed, like, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, by the time I hit it to the, airport well, not by the time I hit it to the airport, I was headed to the airport, flight leaves at 10:45, I'll get to, Midway, by 1 o'clock. Tried to get to the car rental because they close at 1:30. Um, I can Soon as I get through TSA, I get to TSA, pre-check because I have TSA pre-check. Soon as I get through TSA pre-check, they say, "Hey," I hear somebody hit him and they say, "Oh, can you give me your ID?" I roll right to my pocket and there's nothing there. Absolutely nothing. Well, I've been got rid of a wallet. So I have this, I wanna say entrapment, but if I had it near me, I would show you. But I put all of my, like, ID cards in this entrapment. Well, it wasn't in my pocket because I had set it down just before I had decided well, just before I called the Uber to, no, Lyft. So shout out to Lyft. I don't mess with Uber. But, 'cause they ain't sponsoring us yet. So you gotta at least throw something out there so they can say something, so then they'll say something, then now we'll get sponsored.
Ah, so
Anyway, huh? What you say?
I don't stock in Uber, so I'm like, they need to be doing something. So now we bing. Okay.
Oh, well, maybe
All
we
right.
need to be, that's a little sidebar, we'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
So, I heard this. The lady said, "Alright, supervisor." Now, I've heard them say supervisor before because I was in Miami, a couple years ago, and long story short, I got to the airport heading home with no wallet. So when they say supervisor, they're gonna ask you a series of questions to make sure that you are who you say you are. And what I mean by they gonna ask you some questions, Renika, they ask me, like, what was my address in ninth grade?
Ooh,
The numbers, not the street, because sometimes
the
you can
numbers. Oh,
they want the
yeah.
number. Like, and don't say the street because if you say the street, it's a missed answer. Like, it's very specific. I had to tell him my first car, the year of the make and model. So it was, like, very, like, specific questions that typically only you would know.
Like the credit report question Q&A.
So, I looked at her and I heard my mother say, you do not travel anywhere, even down the street, without your ID." I said, "Ma'am, forget it." Turned around, got on my phone, looked at my phone, and a blessing had came through. And what I mean by the blessing is I knew I had to rebook, but I didn't have to pay to rebook because the flight had been delayed. I had the ability where I could catch another flight. And not only was this another flight, it was actually a quicker flight, and it was like later. It was like a 10:30 a.m. flight. So I ended up going home, going to sleep. So I missed the whole day in Chicago of business I had to. However, I got half of it done. So that's why I ended up missing like the first night. Uh, but I end up like getting to the Airbnb and catch up with my homeboys. Um, so that was cool. And then we got up and we had the community service. That was Saturday morning. That was I didn't go to the community service because I sent it out to my friend that I'm closest to of what was the event a couple weeks ago, but I didn't read it. So, I was being an 18-year-old again, you
That
know?
is the theme for this weekend because I will get into where Jeffrey sent us. They were not, but go ahead.
Because it was on the, itinerary. It was on the itinerary. So, that was Saturday, end up hanging out at the Airbnb. Actually hung out with 2 of my classmates that if somebody would have told me the night before that those would have been the first 2 I was hanging out with, I just said, "You're a damn lie. You're a damn
Mhm.
lie," you know? Shout out to Toya and Toya. If
Toy
you know, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was cool to hang out with them, end up going thought was going to the beach, end up at the river. If you know, you know.
You know
It's a difference between the beach and the river. So that was pretty cool. Got a chance to, um the night before when I missed my flight, I got back home and was on Instagram, and I saw this guy that we went to high school with. Or man, I don't yeah, we went to high school with Dion of Washington. And, I saw him with his kids, like, on a flight flying into Chicago. I was like, "Man, I just missed him." Like, I woulda ran into because one of my things that I really want to do is run into somebody I know in the airport. It's like, even though I don't like surprises. So if you know me, you know me. Yeah, now you know. I don't like surprises. But that's a pretty cool surprise to meet somebody in the airport that you know. Because
that
airport
you don't like surprises, but then that's the surprise that you would want. So what's some surprises that you would want?
I mean, that's about best as it can be. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I ain't even finna get into this surprise thing. But,
Like, okay.
but the crazy part about it is, soon as we were down at the river, all of a sudden I heard somebody yell my name, and it was actually Dion. So he had traveled from wherever he lived, because I don't even know where he lived. But he was traveling to Chicago like because you gotta travel to Chicago before you get to the crib. So, got, traveled into there, and then I guess he had drove in, and we ended up taking a picture, so that was pretty cool. That was the first one. And then running into, like, a few other people, shout out to, Newbie, which is a classmate of mine. Yep, yep, Newbie was there. Yeah, I got a picture with him, everything. Yep, 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 yep. Craziness.
It's when I don't go out the night of listen, y'all, I fell asleep in the backyard and I knew that I wasn't going out in the evening. I knew I wasn't. I said, "You know what? This
No,
is
no,
it."
that was before. That was before. That was, I think that was before you got to the river, actually, or maybe simultaneously. Yeah, it was kinda like, 'cause, the river has that little turnabout, and
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you see somebody pull up, and he's on the passenger side, and he yells out something, and we like, "Newbie?" 'Cause, I've only seen him twice in the last 25 years, and one of them was on Facebook. So
Oh my gosh.
So it was cool to see him, and, he was like, I was like, "Come on, man, give me a picture." And then he was like, "For y'all, I get out of the car and take a picture." I was like, that yeah. Um, what was another one? Oh, one of my homeboys, he didn't graduate with us, but he was down there, which I didn't know, but the 30 Thug was having just because I said 30 Thugs, I guess I'm gonna do a little reference point. Alright,
Yes,
so
please.
if you're from my hood,
Mhm.
one of the local gangs was called the 30 Thugs, like, and so shout out to the 30 Thugs, and
Mhm.
so now the 30 Thugs are older, and
Mhm.
so they wanted to do a give back that weekend, ironically, in the same, like, near space, and so all of a sudden you saw these, young men that now have turned into
Big
grown men
and all of that.
who used to be in trouble all the time, but now families and shit like that, and so it was great seeing them, and so one of the guys that I saw was Willie Glass, so shout out to Willie, and Willie and I and his brothers, the Reeds, we go back like pit pat. Like we was playing baseball, 8, 9 years old, playing rocket football. So it was crazy to see him. And Willie would be considered a bully in our day, like, he would bully people, and so it was funny because, uh, every time I was walking around, like, our picnic area excuse me, and take that out, cookout area. But every time I was in our cookout area, he'd be like, make sure Jeffrey good. Make sure Jeffrey good. Make sure Jeffrey good. Like, so you ain't finna pick with him, but you gonna make sure. So it was just like little stuff like that. Because even though he may have been like mean to other people, like when we were growing up, he was never like mean to me and shit. So
Mhm.
it was like a cool thing, just to see him like but it was so many, and then you go to my female classmate, Alicia White, who is doing great things in Indianapolis, or Helen Smith. Helen Smith. Come on now, and Helen Smith, one of my crushes. Ronnika, you can crush on there. And so it was crazy. Look, yeah, it was crazy. It was epic. Like, I can tell you, like, story upon story. I was about to take a picture with her, and we were doing, like, the selfie, and she smiled, and I snatched the camera away. I said, "Don't smile like that. Like, don't that's too much." Especially, that's one of your, crushes. You like, don't do that. I'm grown now. I can tell you, don't do that. That's gonna be too." So she thought that was funny, so then we went to take a picture again. And then Raphael, shout out to Raphael.
Raphael.
He comes out of the blue and said, girl, don't take no picture with him. He'll say you his girlfriend on Facebook before you know it." That was hilarious to me. Like, what are you even talking about? She tried to embarrass me, but it was too funny to be embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I knew I wasn't gonna do it. But damn, that was hilarious to me. So, that was just
Is that I don't know if you knew when we were both working at the Boys and Girls Club is that her daughter was there, and her daughter is your birthday twin.
yeah,
I mean, she's
yeah,
a grown woman
yeah,
now and all of that, but yeah, you always, "Hey," she'd be like, "Another twin." So,
yeah, yeah,
as a ninth grader.
yeah,
So you got this
yeah,
little squeaky voice saying, "That's my birthday twin." Um, yeah, so that was just to make that whole connection is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. It
Pretty
was it
freaking
was great. It was great. That was just there. Um, that night. Oh, and then that night, and so, you know, it's what was the night? It was '90s theme, and so it's
paid
a
in full.
paid in full. So it's well, just a little sidebar, y'all.
Mhm.
Like, all of the stuff we was supposed to do, like, I was, like, kinda, like, total opposite. Like, I didn't wear anything. Like, it was crazy, like, and I didn't intentionally, but come on now. Why are we wearing everything together? Like, come on now. Like, that's just me. I'm not
Mhm.
here to shade anybody, but, that ain't what I wanted to wear today. So, but we did the paid in full party, which was dope. Um, um I got a chance to see Taja, shout out to Taja.
Mm.
She bartend. So, to see her with her business, looking great. But in the middle of it, all of a sudden the DJ get it on there. DJ, shout out to yep, DJ Nate. Who was I'm gonna call him out. Actually, it was funny because DJ Nate, I was talking to him and his girl, I'm gonna assume, and
His
I'm
wife.
gonna assume it was his girl. That's his wife. Okay. So his wife
But
is there. And
mm,
so, me, I just be talking, I'm just getting to know him. It looked like he had snatched her like one or two times when I was talking to her. I was like, I don't know her like that. Like, I know you like that. Like, why would I even like, dog? Like, chill. Like, chill and pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, that was one of those like, really? Um, but anyway, all of a sudden he got on the mic and was like, "Hey, they towing at the church." And so, it was a church parking lot, so I had to go out there and
yeah.
go move the rental. as I'm walking out there, all of a sudden, I get somebody grab my arm, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I look back, it's one of my former students, and what I mean by former students, like, we're talking after I realized who it was. He was like, "You know who this is?" I was like, "Yeah, I know who you are," and then he was like, "Well, I'm 28 now." I was like, "Damn, like, you're 28 years old?" He said, "Yeah." Well, he said almost 30. I said, "No, you're 28." Because I was like, "I only been gone 10 years. Don't tell me
Yeah.
you're 30 years old. You may have been telling that to anybody else in these streets, no, I'm still Mr. Booker, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, um, but it was
Yeah.
it was good to see him. He was like, "Man, my life is a little bit different." And my daughter, I was like, "Yeah, I remember you had that girl." So she's got to be 10, 11 now. So it was good to see him. And then as I'm walking towards my car, all of a sudden, I look up and it's like three young men, and one is like rolling up. So I'm like, okay, so let me instead of going up and be like, "Hey," I'm I hit my buzzer on the car. So that's a little side note. If you don't wanna create a combative environment, just hit the little button.
That's it.
People naturally gonna jump. So, soon as that, I see them jump, and I look, and the one kid turn around, I'm like, "I know his face." And then he turns, and he looks at me, and I said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he looked, "Mr. Booker, is that you?" And so it was another one of the kids, and so he leaned over, hit the other kid, he was like, "You remember him?" So it was, like, crazy just to see, like, my, like, former students from the Boys and Girls Club.
Crazy.
That was
That's
crazy. It was the one kid, that he said that I had pushed him, like,
Calvin. I
yeah,
love
so
you, Calvin. Yes.
Calvin Hill, he was like and
Remember, like, I vividly remember the push. I just remember Jeffrey palming, hitting his I mean, the boy went flying. He went flying and Jeffrey's locks went in the same direction as the boy. It was like, "Huh." Yeah, I saw it right out of my window. I said, "Okay."
crazy part about it is that night, he brought that story up. He said, "Mr. Boogie," he said, "Still to this day, nobody's ever pushed me that hard."
He said, "Listen, my flag football days have come back,
Look,
and you ain't
it
fighting up in here."
not in here, not in here, not in here. I said, "But you got that grown man strength now." I said, "Young man, so let me, move this car before they tow me." So, it was cool. It was great to see classmates, but it was also good to see, some of the young men that used to be a part of, Boys and Girls Club, like, when we were working there, like, doing the community work. They're not locked up, they're working, they're doing well, out and about being social. Um, and then Sunday, I had a chance to go to the brunch, finally got to the brunch, and, it was a time had there. I ran into, 2 people I hadn't seen in a long time, shout out to Chris Bridges, um, um, who I had, a deep conversation. You just learn so much about people, about our lives over the last 25 years. And then, shout out to Beneath Travis, who I hadn't seen, since the 10-year class reunion. And it's amazing, some people that just don't change,
Mm,
like,
mm.
"It has been so many years, you still look the same." You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was good to see her, Jessica Summers. I mean, it's, just some amazing individuals to see them, um, uh, to randomly run into Cindy and Melody as they were trying to put ice in, and they was like, "Oh, we needed some help with some ice." Come on now, I'm your classmate. So it was amazing. Antonio Dawkins, some people you
Oh,
ain't
man.
see. That's my first god, kid's father. I hadn't seen him in 20 some odd years, so it was dope. It was cool. I can talk about it. I've been talking about it for 20 minutes damn near.
It
Yeah.
was a time because a couple of us, of your, I'm gonna say, the people that are, up next for a 25th class reunion crashed the party because we joked about it online and then we actually did it. But, it was good. It was good to see the connection and the energy amongst you all because it also motivated I was like, "Okay, maybe I'll go to my 25th now." Last one I went to was my 10th, so but yeah, it was great to be around. I felt like it was all love out there. I didn't feel like a bit of tension or anything. When we were at the river, it was cool to see just people that I haven't seen in years. A shout out to I ain't even finna give his real name, Eastwood. We were parked next to him, and the first thing he said, "Miss Williams, I don't see no ring on that finger." I said, "Okay."
What was that it?
Yes, you were getting in the car.
No, I didn't hear that. And you
And
talk about Eastwood,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I said, Okay." The guy
Uh,
next to us with the old school. So I was trying to redirect the conversation. I said, "Oh,
you
yes.
redirected me.
Tell me about your old school." Like, But yeah, that was the Miss Williams, I don't see no ring on that finger. So that mean you single. I was like, "I'm
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
just trying to walk to the truck. I'm just trying to walk to the truck." So it was random at times, but it was so much fun. So I'm glad that I was able to get outside for a little bit. But I do want to tell y'all that once we got back to Jeffrey's Airbnb, somehow I woke up in the backyard,
Yeah, 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 that was funny. That
sitting
was funny.
straight up. I woke up like, wait, so how long were we out here and what happened? So we were able to see Aunt Teeny, Uncle Donald, Miss Long. Shout out to them because we know that they are um
Listen.
faithful watchers of If You
Mhm,
Didn't Know. So it
mhm.
was really great to see them, and after that, y'all, I went home. Jeffrey could take on the night, but I went home.
Look, oh, one I will say, that I got on Sunday that I have to give, shout out to because she don't know how much of a fulfillment it um, was, Crystal Powell, one of my classmates. She walked up to me. First of all, I didn't know who she was. Crystal has a body, she looks amazing. You know how you say, I wanna do better for me, regardless
Mhm.
of if it's whatever it is. She looked amazing, amazing enough, so I was like, "Who is this person?" You know, like, he was like one of 2, I was like, "I don't know who you are." But she walked up to me and said the following, she said, "You know what, Jeffrey? You are amazing." She said, "You you sound just like your mama, and you give me nothing but that." And I was like, "Shit." When she said that, I was like, "Damn it, this is an epic ass weekend." You know what I'm saying? When one of your classmates can say, we're your people, especially, your mother, you know how I am about mine. So, but yeah, that was crazy. It was epic. Like nothing. But O1 does it. I'm biased, but even whenever there's an issue, we resolve it. Don't need no helpers, don't
Yeah,
need no police.
I
You
agree with
know,
that.
it got unruly Saturday night, because the city wanted to party with, you know, some people got, maybe potentially mates, outside, but you gotta move the crowd, but you weren't coming in here, and we're not gonna let nobody out there, 'cause we weren't out there, 'cause that's not the party, and we're not gonna let people that's gonna run in here because y'all doing the public service. So that's just kinda like our thing. Um, we gonna
That's
make sure we have fun.
that's definitely our thing because I partied with the class of '01 for their 40th birthday. They all got together, they came to town, and it was somebody else's party that they clearly took over. You remember that down at the Secret Garden?
Thought it was ours.
I mean, clearly it was
Uh,
because I thought it was this whole time, but it wasn't a function until '01 came up in that thing. And I just felt like, "You know what? I'm just gonna ride this coattail." And I did. Rode it so hard that a drink ended up in my face, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so we're gonna go right down to Jeffrey segueing it because I know we could talk about in the next section about me out here trying to function, but y'all already know that. So we finna go right down to Culture Check, the
okay.
summer that had no chill. Are y'all ready?
Mhm.
Okay. What is this summer doing culturally, personally, collectively that nobody fully planned? Um,
Um, I think nobody really planned for this heat, but did we not?
listen.
Did we not? I mean, all of the things are being pulled back. All of these, carbon gases, and they've been saying this place is gonna heat up, and now we don't have those parameters. It's about to heat up, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if and culturally in our communities, it's not well in the summer because when it gets hot, people get agitated, so that's something you know, to take into consideration.
Y'all, people been out here half-assing stuff, and including the streets. So Imma give you an example. When he said it gets hot, you get agitated because, when you run an air even in your house or in your car, it's gonna cost you a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Damn right.
So, when I leave work, I like to take this one road, and when I say it'll take me all the way home. So I make that left to get on that road, and then I look and I say, "God damn it! It's closed down again." This street has been open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. It's paved and everything. So then they opened it back up. I said, "Okay, cool." Then they closed it back again because they wanted to put I guess they had to do something else. I said, "Okay." I tried to come down that thing Tuesday, and I said, "You closed again?" Because I guess they're gonna be painting the lines. I said,
Lines shouldn't take more than a day.
and when I say it's just a little section, maybe even a small block of the street, so you mean to tell me I gotta go all the way around on the main drag, which is gonna irritate me even more because people's either stopping and starting or they don't know how to do a roundabout. And then I gotta get back to listen, your girl is tired. Truth is I'm tired.
That is
Um,
funny to me.
I just feel like
That
every
was funny to me. Ah,
yeah,
that was funny.
I'm tired.
The truth is out.
I'm tired. I'm tired. I'll be on
Ah,
Marco Polo with the
oh,
heart and riding down the street, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's another street closure, so I gotta do another when I say it's detours everywhere in this small town, it's detours everywhere." I said, "How is this
look,
working for even?"
I will second that emotion. It
Okay,
is terrible.
it's
It is.
horrible. It's horrible.
Look, oh, that's why I got there Friday night, Saturday morning at 2 a.m. is
Mm.
because I missed the first exit. If you miss that first exit, it takes you to Holland. After that, like you have to miss like 6 exits before it. Yeah, yeah.
I said, "Y'all close at the same time?"
Not for the mean spirit.
Talk about curse words and just be like, "You know what? I see why they be going in on such and such. I get it." But then you realize, this ain't the city.
Mhm.
It's just the city and the township is like, "Listen, we're gonna do all this ish right now."
But it's an MDOT. It's an MDOT project. That's the Department of Transportation. Yeah, that has it because MDOT projects are within counties and cities and, that's an MDOT project.
Let us know something because I was ready to throw those bows because I just couldn't understand why. Why? Why? I might have to go get a refill, but I do need to tell you all about I don't think I did a quick recap about the band and choir stories. Okay. So I'm gonna do a quick recap of the event with Story Salon in the Morehouse Museum that happened on what's today? July 9th. It happened on July 9th. And as we said before, Jeffrey and I were part of the Tiger Marching Band. um, that is located in Benton Harbor, Michigan. We are award-winning Tiger Marching Band, and I was able to be in a room with people that love and have so much pride for their band.
Bless you.
Thank you. As I know, one of the, um, people in the room was a lady that graduated in 1949. She's the class of 1949, and her sister was actually a part of the Tiger Marching Band, and she just wanted to come out. She said, "We still do our class reunion we do class reunions every 5 years, and, I'm just so excited to be here and share these stories." So, one of the earliest band directors that really made as everyone in this room has said that really made the Tiger Marching Band what it is was Mr. Cushel, and his daughter was in the room, so she actually started the night of, storytelling, and what was beautiful is that, his daughter and Mr. Evans, because Mr. Jones wasn't able to be there, which Mr. Jones was our lead band director. Mr. Evans was our band director in middle school, so or junior high. We called it junior high. So, middle school is a little different for me. When I moved back, I was like, "What the hell is middle school?" But anyways,
Mhm.
so, she said to him and it was a beautiful transition. She said, "Ron, I'm sure you can finish the rest of the story because this is around the time when we met." So to know that Mr. Evans, Ron Evans, shout out to Mr. Evans, he came to this area as a, band director for the elementary schools and for the junior high, the assistant band director for the high school in 1989. Did you know that?
Mhm.
1989, and was driving at least an hour and 15 minutes one way every day to come teach us, and was not late, he hardly ever missed, but it was beautiful for him to be surrounded by former band members and for them to give him his flowers. So I was just really just happy to have him in the room, for him to share the history of he said, "Yeah," he said, "without you all, the band program wouldn't be what it is." He said, "But, we came in, put a little oomph in." I said, "You know y'all did. You know y'all did." And he told the
Mhm.
story of how Mr. Jones had said, "Hey," he came over to his house, he said, when I was living in Briarwood, came over to my house and said, "Okay, so I need to know about your style of band." He said, "Well, we court march." She said, "Well, we're going to change that." He said, "So every day I'm with Mr. Jones. He's teaching me high step and he's teaching me about flags. He's teaching me everything."
Mhm.
And yeah, it was just people love the basketball team. They do. They love the sports in this area, but they really love more than anything. When I say this has been the most well attended event was that Tiger Marching Band. It's something about music. It's something about entertainment that's gonna bring the people out, and it definitely did. It was people in the room that say, "Yeah, I never made it to the, Tiger Marching Band without but I was a part of the band." But boy, was I crushed when I found out I wasn't a part of the band. I was like, "Dang," 'cause I felt like, "What? They let me in?"
Yeah, but you had to be good.
Yeah,
You gotta
like, really
remember,
good.
you know, um but I did wanna ask, did he, since you had Mr. Evans there, did he mention the story about me, being there?
No, no, we didn't even bring
Damn, damn. Did you even bring it up?
no, we didn't even bring it up because
Damn, damn. Y'all see that shade right there?
listen.
I was top in junior high to go into TMB, so I knew I was getting to TMB. But just putting it in perspective, when you first is in TMB and you hear that crowd yell as you run on the field, you haven't even played a note. Like, all they hear is da 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 da, da 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 da.
Yeah,
There.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you go right there, and it come on now, and all of a sudden, it was the first time that I ever had been a part of I felt like a big production, and these were just, like, people that just showed up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah,
they knew how to make the, "Yeah!"
yeah,
crowd sound, you
yeah,
like, "Come on
yeah,
now,
yeah,
like, we doing charts." That's what
yeah,
we would
yeah,
think to
yeah,
ourselves, but it you didn't understand the legacy that you were a part of because, like you said, where, director that
mhm,
was, years before you lead into a Mr.
yeah,
Jones and a Mr. Evans and then another, as they say, the new Mr. Jones. You remember they had that era,
yeah, yeah, James,
where they won a lot of of awards. It was even during our era, we was like, "How they winning all them awards?" You know what I'm saying? But because he had put them in different competitions that, we were in our era, I felt like Mr. Jones did with what he had. He knew it was the 90s, early 2000s, poor community. We couldn't travel all over and things of that nature. So we did what we could do in our area, which was high step marching, which no other band within 40 miles did high step marching. So all of a sudden that's frowned upon. So and still said, "You're gonna be marked down for this, and I still want you to do it and do it well." And we still did it. So, it was caught like cultures, but I would definitely do it again. I would definitely do it again.
DeAndre Erskine was there, who was the drum major during, one of our years at the high school, and
It was
he
not drum
he
major.
he was your drum major.
Oh, yeah.
2000.
Mm, yes, it was. I had to catch that one. Sorry. Dust it off. Sorry, sorry. Yeah. Cause I knew him when he was not even a section leader, with the trumpet. So I seen, like, the matriculation, so I just forgot, like, the ending part. So my bad.
He
This is TMB, so I had to make sure I correct that.
Wait, I wanna make sure this right.
Yeah.
He messed around and did a round during that event. When I say I lost it, he said, "You have to think about the culture that we were coming up in with TMB is that we would do all these performances on the field." He said, "I've even had a solo and everything." He said, "But it was the fact that when it was time for us to leave the game," he said, "We taking most of the crowd with us because they finna watch us
Yep.
go into that building."
Yep.
He said, "It was nothing like it." I say, "Yeah," or when you're in the parade and it just all of a sudden this crowd of people is following the band. It's nothing like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like being celebrities in high school.
Ye
Yeah, this just in short, it was celebrities in high school. You
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
like, and we kinda talked about this, but we didn't use the word celebrity. But if you were part of TMB, if you were part of the basketball team, you were a celebrity in high school,
Mhm.
in our local high school. Like,
The
those were, like, celebrity status. You could have been corny and got away with it.
Y'all, and that is the perfect way to go in right into at the playground.
You know.
Playground.
Mm-mm.
We didn't have our boy there to, check you about still not being able to, um, do a haste hot 16 on that song, but that's neither here nor there.
As some of my classmates said this weekend, "Child, please."
Alright, so we're just gonna hit a couple of these,
Mhm.
because listen, it was real big energy on reunions and I was trying to stay right on up and through that. So, Jeffrey, if we wanna just pick maybe 3 from this section and, let it ride. So, you
I'll
can
go.
go first, okay.
What's a summer that, asked more of you than you thought you had? And
Mm.
what you found when you went looking?
Ooh, I'm gonna say the summer after huh, the summer after my granny died, my dad's mom. Um I was looking for support and some type of emotion from my father. Because I was just and it's funny because I we had facilitated training for work today. If you don't know, my full-time job is grief, education and healing center in St. Joseph, and I found myself talking about how his family dealt with grief and all of that, but I remember that summer after my granny died, so it was probably my granny died in April, so, only a couple months later, and that's when I started going to, like, all the camps and everything, but that's when I really saw that I was looking for my dad to express an emotional connection to losing his mom,
Mhm.
and when I saw that it was mostly just, "I'm gonna just stay busy. I'm not going to even, um" address or even try to identify these feelings that I'm having. So now that I've gotten older and I look back on, I was like, man, this is all the things that I see in now people that I work with. And yeah, um, I even look at myself now too, or just the dynamic of our family and how with dealing with grief. It went there because I'm on the heels of that, but, that was a summer that I was just kinda like, I needed a little bit more, but, of course, the older I got, I began to understand that this is their way of grieving, because it's the only way that they know. Uh,
Mhm.
have buried them, we're gonna move it forward, we're not gonna talk about it, and I knew at that point, I was like, "That's not gonna work for me."
Yeah, that's old school way.
Mhm.
You just keep it moving because if you bring it up, it could become an argument.
Mhm.
And you didn't
Mhm.
brought it up. You're like, "Damn, well, I brought it up because I was feeling a certain type of way,"
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
Uh,
The thing you did to keep going when you didn't know how, a ritual, a song, a routine, a person.
um, I'm gonna keep it short. I actually say this every day. I think I even said at the beginning of this podcast, well, not at this podcast, but before we recorded, tonight. But it's kinda like a habit, but I believe in it. But it's Killer Mike. Killer Mike, um, song "Action," and at the beginning of it, he says, "Let's do this shit."
Mm,
And so almost every day that I walk out of the house, I say that, "Let's do this shit." Every day. Like 6.5 out of 7 times a week, I say
yeah.
it. Like, it's a habit. It's a habit because let's do it. Let's go do it. Like, come
Mhm.
on now. Yep. Alright. Um, and this is the last one. So, what's a summer where you just is trying to function? And what kept you upright? Come on now. This is a summer. It's at the playground. What was the summer you just trying to function?
Ooh, I was just trying
Kept
to
you upright.
function. Really, the summer that I got my license.
Mm.
Summer, so that means that band camp, because I had just talked about this earlier, how my dad, the ninth grade summer, he was like, yeah, we ain't finna do this next summer, so you finna be enrolling in somebody's driver's ed. So, it was that summer that I was able to drive myself to band camp, but that was also the summer where I had to learn about you gotta start telling people no. Everybody can't ride with you. Everybody can't ride with you. And to this day, I'm even leery, like, oh, I ain't finna just jump in the car with anybody. Cause as my mom always said, you don't know who's driving. You don't know how they drive. You don't know where you're gonna end up. So, I learned that really that summer, and I moved forward with that as well. So, yeah, that summer band camp, turning 16, and, having those L's.
Mm, 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 mm.
They're trying to find I was just trying to get from point A to point B. They said, "Do not leave the, 49022 'cause, they can get a little reckless." So
Well,
I hmm.
49085 ain't too far.
Well, listen, my dad also believed in DWB, so if you don't know, driving while
You
black.
know. Now you know.
So, yeah, so, um, yeah, it was in 6 months, y'all, lean in 6 months, I put and I had only been to South Bend maybe once or twice. South Bend, Indiana, which is where Notre Dame is, which is only like a 45-minute door to door if you drive the speed limit. Um, Now I lost my whole train of thought. Oh, I put 10,000 miles on my car in 6 months.
Damn.
My dad said, "If you don't sit your hot ass down." He said, "You running errands for your grandma, you run." He said, "I feel like you doing way more than burning up Ben Harbor mile." I said, "Ben Harbor ain't nothing but 4 square miles. Burning that
Mm-mm.
thing down.
Damn.
10,000 miles in 6 months.
That's crazy.
Get like me." And on that note, it's purely foolishness files 'cause who
Obviously, to
has
do 10,000. Well, I mean, you can do. I mean, I see it now, but not in them 4 square miles, not no 10,000.
I'm
Like,
telling you, only
yeah.
place I've been outside of those square miles is South Bend when I say I went a couple of times, and that was a couple of times. But other than that, you got your grandma running you to save a lot, you got your auntie running you to and fro, your mama's not running you, "Okay, well, go pick up your own stuff," your dad telling you you gotta take your own "What? You ain't got no petrol? You better start asking the people that's riding with you for petrol." So old school. Just
That's
full of
crazy.
foolishness. Full of
Mhm.
foolishness, y'all. Full of it. So,
Uh,
Jeffrey, the most reunion coded thing that happened, the moment that was so reunion, it should be in a movie.
what do you mean by reunion code? And I know you just followed it up saying a moment that was so reunion, it should be in a movie.
It was so what was the moment for you that should have been a movie?
Uh, at the river.
Oh, yeah. That
'Cause it it it
yeah.
is a staple of the city, and it was random. Like, you were seeing people you hadn't seen decades,
Mhm. Mhm.
decades. So, yeah.
That is accurate. Yes, it
So,
is.
you were there.
Yeah, it was epic. It was very epic. It
Alright,
was
so you give me a try to function moment from this week that is funny in hindsight or will eventually be.
okay, so this weekend, I was in my feelings this week. I'm being vulnerable, y'all. I was in my feelings this past weekend, and I find myself that I there's this one shirt that I love. Shout out to Tanisha because she was the first one to ever wear it, and it's a shirt that I feel like I only wear with Jeffrey because if I'm dating anybody, I'm like I don't know if he's secure enough to be with me and wearing this shirt, but it's a shirt that says
Damn.
not secure, like, that came out totally wrong. Not
Well
secure
well, we gon' but we start over.
okay.
Was that Coop barking in the background right there? Okay
Yeah,
then. Look, even Coop was like, "Hold on."
it's him, it's him,
Man.
it's him. I shouldn't say secure. I'm gonna say, um, you have to be secure dealing with me. You just have to. So I wear this shirt with Jeffrey that says, "Uh-huh, all of my exes still love me."
Yeah.
Put this picture of Jeffrey and I on social media in my stories. And I was telling him before we started recording, within 2 hours, we were already at 100 views. 100 as if, like, I don't know if people will watch it. No, I'm saying, like, 500 people for sure watched this story within 2 hours. And I thought to myself, "Y'all just
Mm-mm.
nosy. Y'all just trying to see who I'm in this photo with. Y'all ain't slick. Then trying to figure out what the rest of my shirt says." But looking back on that, I laugh about when I wear it and who sees it, but for the person that has been occupying my time, I don't think he even caught on to it, so
Oh, what is it? Occupying my time. Oh, look, what section are we in?
we're
Love
foolishness.
files?
We're in foolishness.
Oh, I thought we was in for love files. Oh, my
No, we're in
bad.
foolishness.
Okay, just making sure. Y'all, were
Foolishness.
we in the same place? I
Yeah.
looked away one moment at my phone, y'all. Y'all see my ass. Go back, rewind. And all of a sudden, she tried to throw that in there. Anyway, I'm just
So, yeah, it's alright. I'm done. I'm through. What the dude say? "Cut the tape. Cut the tape." So, yeah, it wasn't funny then, but it's funny now. Cause I thought I was trying to be funny, but it was like, "Mm-mm, it ain't even funny." Yeah. So, answer that question the way y'all wanted me
but
to,
you
okay?
damn sure didn't.
Sure did. Okay. This gonna be the last one for this section, cause clearly we just full of the foolishness, okay?
Mm-mm.
Hmm. A summer survival strategy that sounds ridiculous, but is genuinely working.
I don't want to answer that.
Oh, you
You,
don't? What do you
uh,
wanna answer
no,
then?
you answer that. Ooh, I threw a loop right there, y'all. She didn't know that was coming.
Okay, that sounds ridiculous. Everything, okay? At this point, everything. Everything sounds ridiculous. Uh, okay. I am a person that never used to sleep in front of a fan. I know you're probably
Uh,
like, "Oh my gosh, this sounds ridiculous. Like, how are you surviving?" So I will be surviving overnight because I was like, "Oh my gosh, now I'm cool. I have the covers over me, all of that." And but your girl be effed up because nasally, just I be sounding real, 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 real bad. So it works throughout the night, but Imma just tell you it's ridiculous because come morning, struggle bus.
yeah, yeah.
So for y'all, I know it's like, "Oh, I sleep with a fan," or even because 'cause Imma bust him out. Jeffrey came to my house and was like, "Oh, I need the fan and I need air on." And then all of a sudden now you're like, "Oh, I'm cold." You know that ish sounds ridiculous, but clearly it was genuinely worked because he slept like a baby. Me, you had to even
The
zoom in
air,
one. So,
look,
yeah.
look, the air is important. A fan, no way. The fan was to circulate the air around quick. But to have a fan, it's like my cousin and I, we go back and forth. "Oh, I gotta sleep with a fan." Hell no, because the fan just I can't deal with that chill because it's directly on you. Now,
Mhm,
air, it's just air, it's central air in the air,
mhm,
and you can wrap up on that.
mhm.
But when it's fan blowing directly on it, it's like running water.
Mm.
It's like running water, at least to me.
He didn't say that until it was about an hour in, y'all, but
Yeah, because I had to cool down. I look, it was epic. It was an epic weekend.
so y'all, what's your foolishness of the week? Clearly, we got some.
Mhm.
Sometimes we overshare.
I'm all look, please do tell.
Mm-mm. Mm. So for you all, we want to hear because we know y'all to have some class reunions. What's your most epic reunion moment? And then Jeffrey's gonna nominate, maybe even audience validates all the things. But then we also have, a segment where or a portion of it that says the best trying to function strategy. So I'm going against y'all. So you know what to do. I've been even checking the emails. Have y'all been emailing please do tell podcast at gmail.com? Again, the podcast is right there, right in the corner. Please do tell podcast at gmail.com. I know y'all like sliding in our DMs, but sometimes we like having an email so you can have like more words to, or maybe more time for me to read them. But be sure to submit those foolishness of the week because you know we don't mind dropping no name or no
I
or no.
I am gonna tell you this, I had a couple people say that they wanted to, come on here and, they wanted us to interview them. I just wanna let you know, it was a couple people, it was a business owner that wasn't even a classmate. That was
Was
just
she
like,
my
they wanna
class?
talk about you said what?
Was she my classmate?
I ain't in here to spread because I ain't heard, but
Oh,
I'm just telling you
okay.
what was said. So, yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of buzz, so they didn't DM me, they was like, "Oh, tell Ronika." So,
They
I'm
said
telling you.
yes, yes, indie face.
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling not yes, yes, Indeed. Oh.
Yes, yes, indie face. If you know, you know where that quote comes. Just saying. And you know what it's time for, Jeffrey?
Um, what is that? Shoo, shoo, pew, pew. Yeah, we shooting 2. We shooting hammer.
Wow. So one more for the road, because this is rapid fire. So Jeffrey can only give us one word.
Don't have don't have y'all try to see how she tried to preface me right there?
Yeah, I did. I
Keep it
tried to
short. She
prep
said,
you.
"Keep it short, little now.
One
Keep it
time for
short,
the
little
one
now."
time. One time for the one time. Because we just gonna reiterate what we said at the very beginning. Reunion energy in one word.
Epic.
Jeffrey. Oh, epic. Okay.
Trying to function energy in one word.
Stress. That wasn't a word from earlier, but just know it could be a little stressful. Okay. Best moment of the reunion. 10 seconds. No editing.
Seeing all my classmates, I love them, but falling asleep on Ronika's floor, priceless. The E40 song that is your life right now.
Function. Hello. Out here trying to function.
Alright,
One thing this summer has taught you that you did not ask to learn. Mm, stump.
Could you repeat the question?
And definitely repeat the question. What is one thing this summer has taught you that you did not ask to learn? Ask is ASK because I know y'all been getting me about ax, AX. So I even gave him a little bit more time. But yeah.
Balanced structure.
Mm, good.
Band and choir story. One moment and one sentence. Were you in choir?
One and quiet. Well, in elementary.
Miss Wilder.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I was finna go down up and through there, up and through there. One moment and one sentence. Um, it was the moment when I was going through the actual exhibit and I saw myself in those photos. I said, out of all the pictures that they could have used, they used it from our years, which was pretty freaking cool. So,
Mm.
um, what does functioning look like for you tomorrow? One specific thing.
Um, Being on time. One
Woo!
word for what August needs to be.
Peaceful.
Alright.
Woo!
And that's how we end rapid fire.
Woo!
Was you impressed with me today? I was very sure, very
Jeffrey was great, okay? Cause
Thank you.
listen, I
Reunion
was
on Friday.
here for the reunion stories and whatever shade he was going to bring. I was here. Always here for it. Always here. So you
Before we
all huh?
before we jump, I wanna give shout out to my shirt. We stand with black women. So
Yes,
shout out to my shirt for today. Uh, look, y'all, I be wanting it to be seen,
me
whatever I
too.
be feeling like the show, but, I'm gonna lean into it. Remember, stand with a black woman. You don't even have to be black or a woman to do it. Stand
No,
with. So that's
just
why shout out to my shirt today.
so Jeffrey and I were clearly on the same energy because I have on a shirt that says "Well-behaved women seldom make history." So we got some heavy hitters on here. My personal favorite is Ida B. Wells. Right.
Mhm.
So yeah. So we all about you
Is
better
that
be
Harriet Tubman?
quite a few.
Yeah.
Got a
Rosa
Ro
Parks.
Angela Davis. Yeah, we got
Mhm.
some
Yep,
heavy hitters on this shirt.
yep.
So yeah. Um whew, Jeffrey, think you're closing this thing on out because out here trying to function is it's not a failure statement. That is a survival statement, and that's a I showed up anyway. So there's moments where I'm just like, oof. Even this weekend, I was like, I don't feel like it, but Jeffrey over here like, pull up.
Come on
So
now.
I have to go home and take a shower because Chantel, I knew I needed to touch on something. Talking about this itinerary with Jeffrey and that class '01. So we were told that the Saturday day party was going to be at the beach. So there was another event that was going on at the beach. So I found out from the organizers. Shout out to Tasha, the organizers for 2001's reunion. I said, "Girl, what happened to the beach?" She said, "Girl, they double booked, so we had to come down here to the river." So Chantel and I parked at Lori's place, which is not far from the beach, and walked down. And they said even if you were walking on the beach, you had to pay $20.
That's crazy.
I said,
I thought the beach was for, free for the, community
"Nope."
and the
They said not for this private event. So they had half of the beach was for that private event. So everybody else that wanted to utilize the beach had to come from another entry point, which I don't even know, but they found it and it was just chaos. But Chantel and I just walked right on through the golf course and got on the beach that way and then walked right on back. But then we noticed that we didn't see any orange and black balloons, so we had to get on up out of there because we said, where's the
You
class of 01?
trespassing.
We thought we was going seeing y'all. So as soon as I got to my car, what did I do? I FaceTime Jeffrey and was like, "Y'all ain't there. And y'all ain't there. Y'all ain't down there."
Mm-mm.
Said in the background, "We one of
And
those
let's
toys.
go.
We at the river." So,
We headed to the river.
pull up. So that means that Ronika had to go home, take a shower, and figure some ish out to get over there. So I made it to the river, y'all. I made it to the river. I didn't want to, but I made it. And I'm so glad I did.
We're glad you were there.
Yes, it was a good
Took some
time.
good pictures for us and everything.
Yeah, I did. I did. There is even a rumor going around that I was dancing on tables.
But yeah, 'cause you was standing on the table taking a
I was
picture.
standing on
Yeah,
the table to take the picture.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I when I been down to take a picture with someone, clearly that picture ended up somewhere, and they said, "Now Ronika dancing on these tables." I said,
that's how it start.
"That's how rumors get started."
Mhm.
Beat feet. So yeah,
Mhm.
it
That
was
beat
it
it.
was a great weekend. So I want to thank not only Jeffrey but the whole class O one. There were when we were joking about it on Facebook, like I'm finna crash, and they were like, "Come on!" It was all love. It was a lot of fun. So
We'll
I'm glad.
keep you in line.
Clearly, clearly. So, Jeffrey, where can the good people find you?
You can find me, at Mr. Fantastic World at MrFantastic World, WORLD, which is on, Instagram, uh, even X. How about that? Um, or you can find me. on Facebook on my name, Jeffrey, Jeffrey. Last name Booker, Booker. Shout out to the class of 2001. Boy, I love y'all. Y'all knew me when I would even put my shoes on the wrong feet sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was an epic weekend. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Ronika, she put on, look, I'm gonna have Ronika. I give you permission. Ronika's gonna post in the comments me laying on her floor with her dog. Alright, so I'm just telling you, look, by the end of the weekend, if it wasn't for Ronika, I don't know if I would have been able to make it home the next day. So I appreciate you, Ronika, to the highest
All
level.
the time.
So
'Cause Jeffrey called me that morning, he was like, "You got a sunroom, right?" As if he ain't been over here 50, 11 times. "You got a sunroom, right?" And then you just see him just starting to take blankets. I said, "Okay, what's going on?"
yeah, it's
It
time
just
to
it started with, "Just give me 20 minutes." I said, "Mm." I gave him 30, maybe even 40. And then he didn't grab more blankets. And then Cooper is like, "What? Nigga, you ain't going nowhere? Guess where I'm about to be? All
it's a
up in
cuddle
your."
party.
Yeah, all up in your like, what mama? What mama I got? We got company. So, yeah, I was already editing that thing, earlier today, so I'm ready to post it, so just know.
Yeah, I was present. But, we got home, but we wouldn't have got home without Renika. So shout out to
Well,
Renika.
my
Appreciate you.
pleasure, my pleasure.
Appreciate
And Mug Show woke up at 2:30 in the morning, was like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
It's time to go.
"What?
Alright, I'm back.
What?
I'm back. I'm back.
What do you mean? Why are you already dressed and your bag is packed? What's happening?
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a
How long
wrap.
have I been asleep?" I was confused, but, I always have said ever since I've had my place of my own, that I wanna be able to when my friends call me, be like, "I'm coming over," I wanna be able to have that space for them to do that, no matter how long they stay. Just, "I'm coming over." As Jeffrey texts me, "Pulling up." "Okay, we
Pulling
ready."
I'm pulling up.
"We ready. We is ready." So, you all can find me, Ronika, Ronnika. Dot Williams, Williams, on Instagram, Threads. You can find me as Ronika Williams on Facebook. You can also follow Story Salon where you're able to see the entire live from that event. But if you want to see the foolishness that came after the live for Story Salon that ended, go to Morton House Museum because there was an ignorant person that did get up at the end of the event that did not need to be speaking. And I don't care who um, sounds like that because I was just really irritated. I was like, "What?" Talking about you graduated. When did you know that that was ever a word? I graduated in the year of our Lord of 1980 something. So just know that Imma let your ass have it the next time I see you in person, cause that was uncalled for. But yeah, if you wanna see that, that is on the Morehouse Museum.
Nah, I'm definitely going for the link.
No, it's at the very end. I think it's like the 1 hour and 20-minute mark. I know that that is when my mother
Now you
decided.
know the exact mark. Now you ain't leave me no room for
No, I know that that's when my mother decided to leave the event, cause she had had enough.
man.
No, good night.
she she like decent and in order. Now it's out of order. I gotta go.
Yeah, she said,
Right.
"Oh, that's what we doing at the end of the night? Oh,
Oh no, oh Lord, the party's over.
mm, amen,
Yeah.
amen, and amen again."
Yeah.
So you all, we love when you oh my gosh, Demond left the sweetest message on, I believe, our last episode. He was saying that he too has always loved TMB, him being a track star. He was saying that the TMB was the soundtrack for that kept him going when he was training. And he said it's the reason why I love music to this day. And I was like, damn it, Demond.
You
Damn it.
don't he own like a state record still?
Yeah, most of them do from our era. No one has been able to break that record. So yeah, I thought that that was really cool, so shout out to
That's what's
Demond, I
up.
thought that was so cool.
I ain't gonna give him no props. No, I'm not, yeah, I gotta give him some
Yeah,
props
I was
right
like,
there.
"Mm."
Yeah. I
Okay.
look, I'll wait till we get closer to January, then I'll talk about
Okay, that
it.
works. That works, but
Yeah.
you all it's so important for you all to subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to share with somebody so they're able to get all this cool story time and love. And if you are listening to us on Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen, be sure to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Leave a review. We know on YouTube you're able to leave comments, but definitely leave a review if you are listening to us in audio mode. And if somebody of your life is trying to function right now, send them this episode because we were kind of going through trying to function and also some nostalgia with the reunion and with the band and choir stories. So yeah, be sure to share this with somebody, especially somebody that loves stories. Jeffrey, did you have anything else for us this week?
No, I think I'm good. It was great. I thank y'all for sharing. Thank you for listening, 'cause it was
Hmm.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, sound like going. Thank you for listening.
Well, thank you for listening.
All right, one more thing before we ride out of here. I know that quite a few people reached out to me, was like, "I got to hang with your cousin Todd this weekend." I'm glad you did. I'm putting him on note.
Don't throw Todd under the bus. I saw him, look, after I saw him the first night, and I called him, his first and middle name, and then
Mhm.
I walked up to him the next day on that Sunday, I said, "Well, I saw your cousin and told her that, I seen blah, blah, blah," and he just started laughing, so I know y'all'll be at it sometime this summer, but,
We will, cause
make
he
sure y'all
already
take a
called me out
picture.
about not coming to visit, so I said, So somebody gonna have to take a road trip or something. Okay,
Mm-mm.
bye.
Sounds like HBCU season.
Mhm. Y'all heard it here first, okay, on episode
Club
1.
Rush, but that's another story.
Until next time, Jeffrey,
I'll holla.
will holler. Okay, peace.